Hey everyone, welcome back to Drive It Out. My name is Adam and we are at the 2022 Kansas City International Auto Show in Kansas City, Missouri. And you guys know what this is. This is the new Z car from Nissan. Now, we've taken a look at this car before. This car's fantastic, but I wanted to do a quick walk around of this one again. First off, just because I like this color, I had not seen the car in this color yet. This is called Boulder Gray, and it actually looks pretty tough. Now, are you getting used to the front yet? Are you getting used to that square mouth up there on the front of this car? I have. I actually think you see the car in person and it fits the car really well. And the way that they've taken the lines on the car from that up here, it looks really good. You've got a kind of a raise on the hood, and it kind of adds to the toughness of this, right? This is a premium. You've got the nice big 19-inch wheels that have really filled this out, and you've got that black roof. It looks really slick. Goes with the black mirrors, and kind of the black wheels kind of just go in with all the trim. It looks very good. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar, I'll remind you real quick, this is the 7th generation of the Z car. This car has a lot of history. The Z car has been around for a very long time, but the Z car has always been an enthusiast car, and it's built for fun. So what does a good enthusiast car need if it's made for fun and for a driver? Needs a manual transmission, and this one has one of those. So I'm super stoked about that, because you, up until recently, couldn't get that in some places like the Supra or anything like that. This is a competitor of the Supra, and if this is your flavor, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. So again, this is the Nissan Z. We went from, you can go all the way back as far as, well, I'll start at 300ZX, and you had 350Z, and then 370Z. You might think this is going to be 400Z. But it's not, it's just the Z. Overseas they do still call it the Fair Lady Z. I actually really like that, the Fair Lady name. But this, where you had the 350Z, which was a 3.5 liter, right? Then you had the 370Z, which was a 3.7 liter. This is not a 4 liter. They've gone down in liters, and they've added forced induction. So you now have a 3 liter V6 twin turbo. This is an engine that Nissan has had in the family. Infiniti has used this engine before, but you are at 400 horsepower on the output. But I really want to talk about the design of this car. What makes the Z car fun? Now, this chassis, while this car is new, the chassis does have some years on it. This is very similar underpinnings to the 350 and the 370Z, but excuse me, I actually like that, because there's a lot to be liked about that, because the 370Z was extremely fun to drive. When you drove the chassis of the 370Z, that car feels very planted, right? I love the way that the Z cars are back on their haunches, and they drive that way too. The way they kind of drive back with the rear end of the car. They're fun to steer with the rear end of the car when you're driving the car in a high performance situation. And this Nissan Z is looking to carry on this. So you have that classic shape that you've come to expect from the Z car, right? So you have this nice sloping downward look in the back. This is classic sports car, front engine, rear wheel drive with fun all over the place. That is really what it's about. But this one is looking extra sleek with the black roof, the gray here. You do have this here, this trim piece that kind of looks like a samurai sword right here going down the side. But I tell you what, the Z badge right here is looking good. Let's go ahead and get inside now. This is a premium, like I said, so you've got a two-tone interior. It's very cool. Now, they are offering some really cool colors in this Z car that are coming with some really cool colors on the interior. Well, perhaps you've seen the bright blue interior that they offer, but I tell you what, when you get in here, you will see some things that are kind of familiar, but then you will also be pleasantly surprised by some major changes in here. Now, they have given you what you need and some extra things you may want, and nothing extra, because a sports car, that's what you're looking for, right? This is meant to be a driver's car. So the fun that you're extracting from this vehicle is supposed to be coming from the driving experience. So when you get in here, you get down in the car. That is one of my favorite things about the Z car. Z car kind of feels to me like the traditional Corvette platform when it had the front engine, right? You always get down in a Corvette, you get down in a Z car. It's not like a muscle car. You may be shopping a Mustang or Camaro or a Challenger or something like that, and you're thinking about these. If you are cross shopping those, muscle cars has a different feel. You sit up on a muscle car. It's not a Mustang is a horse. You sit up on a horse. You sit up on a Mustang kind of when you sit in. You definitely feel that. But a Z car, I love the way you instantly fall down into the car. You are encapsulated by the car. The seats in here are very good. This is very comfortable. I see being in here for a very long distance, a long period of time, and being okay. But the way they dress things up in here, you have digital gauges on the dash. They're very cool. You have a good digital screen here in the middle, but they have given you still some good buttons up here. But I like what they've done with the dash. They've given you these gauges up here that have kind of become a staple of the Z cars, and those are very cool. But this has to be the best part right here. What's happening right here? You have the shifter for a good 6-speed manual transmission, and look at this, you have a manual handbrake. This is fun. This plus this equals fun. 1 + 1 is 2. This plus this equals fun. That is what this car is all about, and this is why I am excited about the Z car. If I had one thing to say about the Z car that I wish was different, as I wish it maybe was just slightly lighter weight. This is about 3,400 pounds. Now, still a lot of fun, and you've got plenty of power to scoot along. Don't get me wrong, 400 horsepower. It's gonna feel quite fast, and it's very playful. This chassis has always felt very playful, so I'm glad they've got the power bump, and I'm excited for this car. We'll see how people really like over time having that forced induction, because it's been naturally aspirated to this point. But I love the Z car. When I see one, I can't help but want to stop and take a look, sit in it. I'm just a big fan of the Z car because I think it provides a driving feel that, while is maybe not everybody's taste, I think if you are a driving enthusiast, you appreciate getting down in here, being inside this machine, being one with the machine, interacting with the machine, and being able to have 3 pedals and use both your feet and both your hands and really get out there and accomplish something performance-wise that it is an accomplishment for you, rather than just feeling like you're along for the ride and you're pushing a button that's on the floor and it just goes. You can have some fun in here, and you can work on your own skills as well. So that is what the Z car is all about. I'm a big fan of the Z car. I hope that you are too. Chances are, if you're watching this video, that you are. But I want to thank you again for checking this video out. Again, we are at the 2022 Kansas City International Auto Show in Kansas City, Missouri. This is our hometown show. We love coming to this show, and they always do well. The Kansas City Dealers Association does a fantastic job with this show, and this year is no exception. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thanks to the people here at the Nissan booth for letting us into this vehicle. That's very much appreciated. But you have found us on youtube.com/driveitout. You can find us at driveitout.com, Instagram, Drive It Out. Remember, that's Drive It Out, all one word. I am personally on Instagram at naturallyaspiratedadam, and I will see you guys in the next video.